Welcome to the Rustic Garden. Today I want to show you how to make a self-watering 5-gallon system for your tomatoes. And self-watering, I mean, I've done a couple of videos about how do you just make a self-contained watering system where it keeps water in longer, helps your tomato out. This one is sort of more self-watering in the sense that it's going to use towels as wicks, and it should be able to sustain itself for a couple of days when watering is a problem so that your tomato doesn't dry out. And let me just start with, get a bucket. This is from Lowe's. They cost $2.99, and I'm also trying to do this project as cheaply as possible. You're going to need 2 buckets, one that's going to hold your tomato and one that's going to hold the water, and the buckets will sit inside of each other, and this creates your watering system. So the first thing you want to do is mark out a 2-inch section in the center of the bucket, and from here to here is 2 inches. It does not have to be perfect. Just mark out 2 inches, put some dots around and make a circle, and then you can cut it out with a knife. This plastic's very easy to cut. You can cut out with a knife, you can cut out with clippers, and then you want to put in 8 1/4-inch holes around it. And this is again where your tomato is going to sit. This is what it looks like when you're done. Let me toss that. After you get the hole cut out, you can see it's not perfect. 8 holes, you've got your bucket ready. And the reason you're doing 2 inches is this is where the water is going to get exchanged from the bucket that holds the water, and it'll exchange into the bucket that holds your plant. And you're going to be using these sponges to seal off the bottom and top, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. The other thing you want to do is in the bucket that's going to hold the water, you want to measure up 3 inches, which is that mark there, and then you want to make a hole about this wide. This is where you're going to fill in, this is where you're going to fill the bucket with water. And you can also buy a funnel. They're like $1. The hole is this size so that you could insert the funnel like this, pour water in there, pour nutrients in there, but you don't need the funnel. This is wide enough that you could just put a hose in and fill it up. So the next step is to make the system that distributes the water from the reservoir into your plant. And these are just cotton towels. You need a cotton towel, cut roughly 3 strips, 3 3-inch strips of the cotton towel, and you want it to be big enough to reach into the reservoir and tall enough to come out of the bucket, and we'll trim it up in a second. Once you have your strips like this, you're basically going to put them together, get a sponge, cut about a 1-inch slice through the middle, and slide the towels through. This one's going to be on the inside of the bucket where the tomato is growing. And what you would do is basically, again, this is where the tomato is going to go with the soil. You set this up like so, and you can see there's enough towel that comes out the top of the bucket. Turn it over. There's your one seal. Get your other sponge. And push that through, slide that down. And you just want to move the sponges so that's a nice seal. This is the part of your wick that's going to sit in the water reservoir. The towel will help keep soil from falling through. The holes are going to be used so that your tomato can actually send some roots through there. And then what you get is something that looks like this. Your soil will go in there. I'm going to do another video to show you how to fill this and plant the tomato just for time's sake. So once you have that done, you have the bucket with the hole drilled out in the middle. You have the towel ready for to wick out water. You can fill the bucket now. The excess water will spill out of here, so you're always going to have, about 2.5 3 inches of water in there. Basically, you drop the bucket in, and it'll look like this. So you have holes in there for the roots and for this bucket to drain into the reservoir. You have 3 cotton wicks to pull water out of the reservoir into your plant. And this is a self-contained watering system for tomatoes. This is a 5-gallon bucket. And let me just show you quickly what you need. You're going to need a drill, or you could use a knife, really, but a 1/4-inch drill, some scissors, sponges, 99 cents. The funnel was $1. The towel is just a recycled towel. So the total cost really for all this, $3, $6, $7, $8, maybe $9 or $10 to make it, not including the soil and tomato. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my blog at www.rustedgarden.blogspot.com and check out the second video. I'm going to show you how to fill this, set the tomato up, and then you'll have your self-contained watering system going. Thanks again.